I am about to prove to you that the spirit that feeds you is the spirit that's leading you. What you take into your eyes, it's what you listen to in your ears, it's what you engage with, it's what you think about day in and day out, what you read, what you watch on a continual basis. I'm going to prove to you that what you are taking into your spirit, whether you realize it consciously or subconsciously, is directly influencing your actions. So, the Met Gala 2024 had a theme called The Garden of Time. The Garden of Time is by J.G. Ballard, and it's essentially a story about Axel and his wife who live in this utopia, luxurious lifestyle that they're really trying to hang on to, despite the fact that outside of their walls, there is an angry mob of people that are fed up with them living high on the horse while they're outside struggling. And so this angry mob of people were trying to converge on their utopia. And so to keep them at bay, they would go into their garden and pick flowers that have this little crystal on the inside. And with every time they pick petals off the flowers, it would buy themselves time from the angry mob ascending. And then at some point, they had no more flowers. They couldn't pick anything else. So the angry mob ascended, and then their utopia came to ruin. Immediately after the Met Gala happened, where you had celebrities with a block of ice as a purse and a dress that had to be held up by like 15 different people, you had all of this wealth being shown to the airways. People that were watching it, that were taking this in, were getting angry and came up with BLOCKLIST 2024. The Garden of Time was the theme. That's what Hollywood put out for people to see and partake of, and that's how the people reacted. So when we look at criminal cases that someone has been just divulging themselves with particular hateful music, violent music, and we say that music doesn't have anything to do with their actions, when we look at girls that are listening to Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Sexy Red, and acting so promiscuous and drunk in just sexuality to the extreme, and we say it doesn't have anything to do with the music they listen to. When we look at people who listen to heartbreak music and they struggle with depression, and we say it ain't got nothing to do with the music in this TV shows that they watch. But Met Gala put out Garden of Time, and now all the celebrities that were there are getting canceled. So let's look at this with some spiritual eyes. The spirit that was at work in the Met Gala creation with the Garden of Time is the same spirit that told all of these people involved in BLOCKLIST 2024 to act out. How does Hollywood put something out in the airways and then that behavior begins to happen? It's because the spirit that feeds you is the spirit that leads you. And I have some more. I want you to watch these videos. Watch.
And then this is her boyfriend, Jay-Z, H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy, Jehovah God. That's what he calls himself. He believes that he is God, and he believes that Jesus Christ is not the Son of God. He believes that the black man is God. And he had an album called The Black Album, and of course these guys release songs, you know, underground, and they do this kind of stuff. And we just happened to come across a very disturbing song by Brother Jay-Z. It's a song that he actually recorded and has a backwards message in it, and we had to reverse the song and play the song backwards to get this message for you. Y'all remember back when the heavy metal folks used to do that? And they would put the backwards messages in their music, and they'd say that your subconscious was smart enough that right.
I hope y'all really paying attention to what he's saying and what he's about to show y'all. Really just pay attention, like really pay attention.
Brain was smart enough to decode and flip that message, so by the time it got to the left side of your brain, you understood it, and you didn't even know you understood it. You just acted it out. Because they had the song called Another One Bites the Dust, Queen. Played it backwards. It said, I like to smoke marijuana. Yeah, and then they interviewed kids, and kids say when they listen to it, they just want to get high. They just want to smoke weed, and they had no idea that that message was being reversed in their minds and causing them to want to do that. Isn't that weird? This brother has a very disturbing message in this song. Can I let y'all hear it? Y'all listen.
666. Murder, murder, Jesus. 666.
666, murder, murder, Jesus.
LA, people say are spiritual and pray to bark and all this shit. Can I say shit? I'm sorry if I did.
No,
so,
you can say.
and then Jesse, only in the last 4 years have I got into some stuff. I don't even say it's religion. All I'm gonna say is that I see Satan everywhere, like in all this imagery, and I see so much dark world stuff that I'm like, that phrase, stay prayed up, like I kind of believe that now. So I don't know what I am, but I definitely believe that there's some dark forces out there, and I low-key believe we're in a spiritual warfare. But if you say that, people call you crazy. Yeah. Look at the music business. Look at artists who started out happy and chill. I talk about on my podcast. I love Doja Cat. She's just this beautiful girl from the valley, kind of a hippie, started out really chill, catchy, fun, really accessible music. By her second or third album, she's literally saying she's the devil, the devil, literally dressed as the devil, red, dark, like, here's the thing, this is how they get you. It's not the people like this that I'm worried about, like, rah, rah. It's the people that sing light poppy hits.
Right.
That's how they get you, because that's what we call the devil next door. Just look at the music business. There's 10 artists you can point out right now who started one way and completely have become another thing. Well, let's go deeper, right? I mean, what are we talking about here? So it's like, they literally said, the first time you ever heard that was Robert Johnson, where he said, he went down and made the deal with the devil. Remember Robert Johnson, the original, jazz man? Oh. So if you believe that lore, there's that. And then there's, Bob Dylan was on 60 Minutes, and he said, I made a deal with the big man, the chief, if you look that up. So the thing is that people want to be successful.
Right.
So they'll do anything. And so that's the whole thing that's going on right now in our world. You got, the Epsteins and the different music people, but the music, in my opinion, the music business is the gateway to the darkest stuff in our business.
Yeah, I've always heard that music and acting and things like that is a way into the gates of hell. You have to be really careful.
Well, here's the thing. It's like they changed the megahertz of music in the 40s. Yeah. And so the frequency changed. And so if you believe this stuff, but you can look it up, that it literally has this subliminal effect. And so it's kind of hypnotic. So the messages that could be put in there are in there. So if you believe that there's a way to get to people's minds, music could be the easiest way. So why do these people change? It's because they got to get the message out for Satan.
So I'm about to back everything up I just said with scripture. Ephesians 2:2. In which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience. 1 John chapter 4, verses 1-6. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and is now already in the world. You are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. They are of the world, therefore they speak as of the world, and the world hears them. We are of God. He who knows God hears us. He who is not of God does not hear us. By this we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Romans 8:14. For all who are being led by the Spirit of God are the sons of God. So this is proof positive that the spirit that is feeding us is the spirit that is leading us. So you need to watch your eyes, ears, and mind.